Alright, so I got my correct Allen wrench slash hex key into place. Uh-oh. Is that not, I don't think I'm turning this screw. Did I get it? I'm getting nervous about this screw here. I think I might just be spinning. It is. Oh no. Don't just spin it. Don't do it. Don't do me like that. Alright, so we're going to tear down the old Creality K1. We'll put a new heater module in there, whatever you want to call it. Let's get the heater and the nozzle. And the real reason I'm doing it is because the silicone sock got caught in some material, and it tore a little bit, and then it tore a little bit more, and it tore a little bit more, and so I basically ended up tearing the entire bottom face off of the silicone sock. So this is the new one. You can see it's got this silicone sock, and so basically tore the whole bottom off. And I'm getting some under extrusion, and I know it might be other issues. I actually have a new Bondtech extruder here that I may put on, but I also have Creality was nice enough that there is another extruder on the way. I found them to be, other than their communication is not great, because they speak Chinese and I don't, but they have mostly come through. They sent me this new heater nozzle like a week into my printer, just because it had an error code, and they said, well, can you check if there's thermal paste and this and that. And I was like, look, I don't want to take it apart because it works, but it's throwing an error code, so if that means it needs a new heater. And they said, okay, we'll send it. And so I've been printing for 2 months with the bad heater nozzle. Anyway, I don't want to get too bogged down in any of that stuff. And they also sent me a new print bed that I just installed yesterday, because at some point the print bed had gotten damaged, and it's debatable whether it was sort of user error or if it was computer error. And I think most cases of that, it's probably more likely user error. Might have been something like had a error code, and then I unintentionally it sat a short enough period of time that I thought it would be okay, and then when it started back up and it went to pull itself off the bed, it probably skipped a couple steps pulling it up, and so then it thought it was a little higher than it was, and then it dug in. But it stopped itself quickly. I don't want to dig it out, but yeah, just a few minor scars. But so I messaged them, and I was like, oh, I think it's messing with my bed level because I'm getting this under extrusion now. And so they sent me a new bed, the bed surface. And now they're sending me a new extruder, and I kind of gave them a little bit of a hard time, and they ultimately sort of said, okay, well, we're just going to send it to you to appease you. So when people say that, I see so many people on Reddit trashing Creality's customer service. I mean, maybe they're not the greatest communicators, but they're trying to help people, or at least they're trying to help me, and I don't think I'm special that they're trying to help me over anybody else. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know if I need to take that cover off. I was starting to go through the extruder, but that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm doing the heater nozzle, so I'm gonna have to take these 2 screws out. Use my nice little Weeha wrench here. Do I already have the right size in there? Nope. Thought I might have. Probably this guy. And I didn't do a sound check. I hope the sound is right, because I'm going to do this once and not more than once. I hope. Well, actually, I say that. I am a little bit annoyed at myself because I also have a CHT nozzle, nickel-plated CHT nozzle to install on this. And I just spent the last at least 2 hours scouring my shop, my house. Like, I can't imagine what the hell I did with this CHT nozzle. I thought I brought it out here, and I thought I would have I thought I just had it on the bench. Didn't find it. Pulled everything out of here, swept the floor, went through the sweepings. I mean, I thought maybe I would have made sense if I would have put it in this box with this new nozzle, with this new heater assembly. But Evidently I did not, because it's not in there. And I also have a box with like literally 100 nozzles in there. You'd think I would have put it in there. No. So I don't know what to do with it. So anyway, I'm going to put I'm going to put this new, I guess I'm going to turn the printer off. So I'm going to put this new heater module in. I'm not even sure exactly how this will work. I might want to actually put it on its back, just because I really can't see it from here. So I'm going to have to go into like a catcher stance here if I want to like not tilt it backwards. So yes, I think I'm going to tilt it backwards and try to get at it that way. You know, by some miracle, the nozzle could be like in there, but I don't think so. So once I get this all together, then I'll trip right over that new nozzle, I'm sure. Ooh, there goes the rubber feet, but that's fine. I get the thing on the back. Yeah, that's actually not bad. So you saw that I took those two screws out to get the cover off. Very easy to get this far. And maybe you can see. So I have my headlamp on here, so I don't know if you can see like the, oh, it's on the back side more that it's missing. Geez, do I have to take that? I'm not sure when I have to get at it from the back. I guess I have to lean it the other way and see. Maybe I have to get it from the back. Let's see. So I have to do that, I have to pop the display off. That's easy. And I wish they gave you a little more cable so you could just throw it inside. I guess I can. Yeah, all right. They did give me enough. See, it's easy to complain before you're sure that you have something to complain about. It's pretty common these days with people. All right, so let's, where are we here? See if we can see what's going on. Can you see that? It's really not easy to see that. But anyway, so I have a lot of mosquitoes in here. So I have a, I don't know if you can see that, definitely that sock is half destroyed. And so I think that's definitely not helping me melt as efficiently as possible. So I need to pull at least this screw out. That's not the size. That's the size. So I guess that's probably just a set screw. And I think there's two, and I'm grabbing that, and I forgot that I just had it up to 240 degrees. I can't see. Ooh. I have a mirror. I have an old busted dirt bike mirror that I can use to, well, that's dirty. Where's that Windex? I actually just found this today when I was cleaning, looking for my CHT nozzle. I was going through all the boxes on the shelves and accidentally dumped this thing. Has this old Honda XR 600, XL 600R mirror, maybe? Probably XL. I had a few different of those bikes. I had a XL 600R. I had a XR 600R. I had a XR 650R. Not to be confused with the XR 650L. Anyway, not what this is about. So I got a mirror so I can see in here better. Does that show up on camera at all? Alright. So is the silicone sock in the way? Maybe I do need to take it off from the front. But I did, well, maybe if I just pop the silicone sock off. Maybe if I look at the new one, see if the silicone sock pops off, and then the screws have to go through there. Yeah, okay, that's what it is. So I guess I have to, let me see this, I'm zoomed way in, so it's tough to see. So I guess I have to take the silicone sock off to get at this mounting flange. I hate to put my fingers all over this stuff. I have so many mosquitoes in the shed for some reason. There must be a puddle of water around here somewhere where they're breeding. Oh, I don't want to damage this. It doesn't want to come off. And there's no holes through it, so I mean, it seems like obviously I need to take it off. Alright, so I'm going to try to take this silicone sock off of here and see if that gets obvious from there. Oh, this is totally going to get destroyed here. So, there's no turning back now. Just going to tear it off, I guess. There it goes. Ugh. A lot of junk in there. I think the technical term for that is schmegma. Well, I guess maybe it's just it's more discolored than anything. But, wow, there's a lot of garbage in there. Alright. So I should see some screw threads there, hopefully. Yep. So, that is two stuff. Alright, so I got my correct Allen wrench / hex key. Pull this side out. So they tend to, most of these, so this is my 4th printer, so I've kind of been around the block a few times, over about 5 years, so I've sort of seen the progression also. But you basically have a set screw that pushes the cold end of the heat break into place. Uh-oh. Is that not, I don't think I'm turning the screw. Did I get it? I'm getting nervous about this screw here. I think I might just be spinning. It is. Oh no. Don't just spin it. Don't do it. Don't do me like that. Because I'm sure there's some plastic stuck in there. What if I mean, maybe it is spinning? I'm having a hard time being confident that I'm actually turning that. The other one was obviously turning. Is it turning? I think so. Oh, scared me. It scared me. These tiny screws are sometimes scarier than big stuff. Nice moth. Alright, so there's those 2 screws, and I loosened the set screw, and so this should, I think, just slide right out. Nice. Where does it connect? Alright, so I have to unplug those. The 10th time is usually quick and easy. It's funny, on my Ender 3, I got an Ender 3 S1 Pro, and I was having some issues with that early on. Typical just user error type stuff. Like, don't read the instructions kind of thing. Not that they give you much for instructions, but anyway, I had a clog on that, and I took that whole thing apart. Then I realized you can actually do it without taking the whole thing apart. Oh, come on, don't make me pull by the wires. So yeah, Creality customer service has not been perfect, but I did complain a little bit about, I had asked a couple questions, mostly about the extruder, and if there was an issue with the extruder, and I think maybe there was kind of a bit of not sure, you don't necessarily want to admit fault if you're not sure that there's a problem that you did, and I'm not 100% sure that my extruder's bad, but I saw some things on videos and made me think that maybe it is. But they relented. They're sending it, and all my other parts I got less than a week from my initial contact. So Oh, why is this so hard to come off the... Why can't I get this connector off? I hate to pull by the wires. What are they? Oh, it's kind of potted. Yeah, you jerks. Just kidding. Sort of. Ah, there we go. Just gotta realize you're gonna pull it right out of the potting. So they kind of glue it in. Alright, so that was, I was just afraid to pull too hard. Not a big deal. Here's the new one. And here's the new one, and I already, in trying to take the sock off, I already twisted the sock. And so I'm looking for all kinds of trouble here. Getting eaten by mosquitoes. Definitely doing the deet. So, I mean, yeah, I have to take the sock off to do that, obviously, because I just took the screws out of this hole, out of these holes. Interestingly, there's 3 holes there, and I don't think they sent me an extra screw. I only have 2 screws. Yeah, let's compare the old and new. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's zoom out a little bit. So let's see if we can see any differences. So this was, I mean, I ordered the K1 as soon as I had never even heard of it, and I saw that it was on sale. I saw that it was like, hey, new printer, and I had fairly recently bought my S1 Pro, and I was like, but I actually had a deposit on, I still have it actually, on the Prusa XL, because I wanted a CoreXY with input shaping, and so when I saw this came out, I don't know, at the price, $600 or whatever it was, it's definitely bought it immediately. So this is like the first, I think this is probably the first run or one of the first runs design, and you see it's all gunked up, and this is the new design. So they look similar in size. They both have a 3-hole flange there, but it only used, I don't know why it has a 3rd hole. Only used 2. Not much boron nitride thermal paste on there, but you don't want too much because you don't want to get it on the, if you get it on the heat break part, then it defeats the purpose. Then you conduct heat, so you don't want to do that. I mean, mostly they look the same. Okay, there's more Kapton tape. So this is Kapton tape, polyimide, where not like nylon, which is poly. So, yeah, you can see more Kapton tape on the newer one. This is Kapton. It's polyimide. Nylon is polyamide, so it's tricky. It can be tricky confusing those two. But so this is Kapton tape, which is polyamide, whatever you want to call it, but I'd call it polyimide just to not confuse it with polyamide, which is nylon. Ceramic insulator, obviously around the heater. So there's a heater coil. I can see, I don't know if you can see it. You can sort of see the heater circuit in there, in the white. I can see these faint, and they lines, and they loop back, and they loop back, and they loop back. So it's 3 loops, and so that's obvious to me that that's heater wire, heating elements in there. It's basically a high resistance wire, or a higher resistance wire than just copper. And what else do we see? Anything different here? Yeah, it'd been nice if I could put this CHD nozzle in here, but oh well, it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't really see anything else different on these. Otherwise, they literally look just about identical, other than a little more Kapton tape. But there may be something different internally. I'm not sure. And the length looks identical. Heat break looks very similar, if not identical. So, all right, I'm just going to install it. I got my thermal paste under here. I don't want to go overboard with it. Just a little dab will do you. And I'm going to squirt this thing. It's going to go all over the place. I'll have the cap on, so probably won't go all over the place as long as I have the cap on. So it's Slice Engineering boron nitride thermal paste. I don't know if you can read upside down. I'm multi-talented. I'm illiterate in either direction. And there's a mosquito biting me. This stuff's oozing out like crazy. Like I say, you don't want to put too much because you don't want to get it. A, you don't want to get it inside the inlet hole, and B, you don't want to get it on the heat break because then you'll be conducting. Even though the thermal paste is designed to, actually, yeah, the thermal paste is designed. This thermal paste is designed to conduct heat from the cold end of the heat break to the heat sink, and so therefore, logically, if you were to get that stuff on the thin portion of the heat break, which that's how the heat break works, has a very thin portion, so it doesn't conduct the heat from the hot end to the cold end, or minimizing it. So if you get the paste down on the thin part, you're working against yourself. You'd be better off with no paste. So I don't want to put too much. Ooh, I kind of got it on the top. I mean, that won't be the end of the world, I don't think. Might wreak havoc a little bit. I think I got most of it off of there. All right, so I get that on there. Where are my screws? And my hex key. Where's that hex key? Oh, there it is. I forgot to pay attention to what I was filming. Nice job. As they used to say, smooth move, XLX. Alright, so we're almost there. Alright, how much of this did I do? Not on camera. But it was only a couple screws. And let's get this guy in there. Get the silicone sock on there. And it's basically done, right? I'm just going to put the cover back on, I guess. I guess this will go this way. Gantry's trying to run away from me. You can run, but you can't hide. Alright. I kind of wish I got an extra silicone sock after that other one got damaged. I think it was when I was printing polycarbonate, and it's just so hot. 300 degrees, and then something happened. It probably halted or something. I think it might have halted because of this whatever issue with the heater, and messed it up. And so it ended up getting sort of a blob of polycarbonate. You know how you get it blobbed up. That's easy to do. It's not necessarily the printer's fault. It's if you're not paying attention and it comes off the print bed, next thing you know, you got a big blob of chewed bubble gum stuck to your nozzle. Except it's not bubble gum; it's 300 degrees Celsius melted polycarbonate, and so it can wreak havoc with neighboring non-metallic parts. Let's walk that back. These rubber feet are cool, but they're a little bit of a hassle because they're not like permanently attached, and so you try to move the thing and they fall apart, they fall off and stuff. It's mildly annoying, but first world problems. What are you gonna do? That's the funny thing. It's easy for, and I do, like I was irate the other day with the lack of the answer of my question, specifically with customer service, and and I tell you, they work as a team though, because initially I contacted Creality customer service, and then somebody on, there seems to be a slew of people that they I'm not sure how many of them are real and how many are not. I'm sure some of them may be real and some of them may be plants. You know how there's fake. If you don't think there's fake reviews and dirty politics in retail sales these days online, you're hiding under a rock, because it's obviously, it's funny. Everybody thinks only their conspiracy theories are real, and I'm not saying I'm a conspiracy theorist, but there are conspiracies out there, and all these people say, conspiracy theorists, but their conspiracies are real, right? They think, the other side, all those conspiracies are legit. But anyway, let's. So that is there. I can pop this guy back on the display. I'm popping the display back on here. Just kind of pops. You just basically lift it up to pull it off, and it's just got these slots. I'll pull it back off. It's got these slots. You pop it back on. It's nice. It lets you get it out of the way if you need to, because if you tilt it forward, it's kind of in the way. And so that's good. And I just need to put my covers back on. I didn't even need to take this one. All right, so I just need to put my covers back on, and we're good to go. I didn't even need to take this one off, evidently. It's just a force of habit, and it just pops off. There's no fasteners. And then this front cover. Oh, I need to plug that in before I mount it. I don't know if it's possible for me to do that without blocking the screen. Hey, I actually got something on camera. I'm practically a pro here. I'm basically like Monroe Live, right? Practically the same show. Get in there. There it goes. All right, that one's in there. Let's throw this guy on. Oh, look at what it says. Look what it says in the cover. Look, it says subscribe. I wonder why it says that. Well, maybe I'll get a subscription out of here. Last I checked, I'm up to 123 subscriptions. Thank you very much, everyone. I was going to say I couldn't be much happier than that. I mean, I could, because I could have 122,000 subscribers or 1.22 million or whatever. But anyway, it is what it is. All right, so I think we're good. Let's just print my last print and see what happens. So, because my last print, yeah, you gotta turn it on first. My last print, under extruded, annoyingly, but was a part of because of that silicone sock. Could be. It's gonna find out right now, because I'm not gonna change anything else, and we'll see how it does. How am I? Yeah, okay. So now I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit here, so you can see what I'm doing. I got my filament. Up on the ceiling here. Just because it's easier. It's just easier than reaching around the back of the machine. That's all. The only reason I do that. And it's cool. And it's like quick filament changes. It's super convenient this way. Why is this not doing anything? Did I unplug it on accident? I don't think I could have. Did I? Ah, I did unplug it a little bit. It's going to work now. What's going on? There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. All right. So, we're basically done. So, other than I'm going to print this and we'll see what happens, but I'm not going to subject you to watching that. Maybe I'll put it on the live channel in case anybody wants to see it. K1 printing live, which maybe some people do once in a while, but I do need to fill that. But all right, I'll sign off. So thanks for watching. I hope it wasn't too I hope there wasn't too much of it that was off camera, because I realized I had the camera pointing in the wrong direction for a little while there. But ultimately, very easy to change this heater nozzle if you do have a problem with it. And like I said, mine had an error. Just real quick synopsis. Mine tripped the error code like week 1. I've had this about 2 months, and the first week tripped an error code, and it halted, and so I just turned it off and back on, and it said, do you want to continue? And it said yes, and it finished the print fine. So I said, okay, no big deal. But I contacted Creality, and I said, hey, what should I do? It tripped this print code. And then that's when they said, to take it apart and look at, put some more thermal grease and check this and check that. And I'm like, can you just, I'd rather have parts first before I take it apart, because it works right now. And so they did. They sent like less than a week. They sent the DHL. Came pretty quick. And you can opt out of a signature, which is convenient. Not too big a deal. I work from home, so I'm always here for it. But anyway, they're very good. But they've sent me this new heater nozzle. They sent me a new print bed, and they're sending me a new extruder. Basically, just me saying, "Hey, I want a new one," and they send me new stuff like under warranty. So it's I think that's pretty good customer service, if you ask me. But all right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you did. Like if you did, and subscribe and share with your friends, and comment if you have any questions, requests, anything like that. By all means, hit me up. And all right, so I will hopefully see you on the next one. Take care.